My presentation is based on mineral constituents and antimicrobial activity of three Rasashastra formulations. I'm U Wijenayake from University of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka. As most of us know, Rasashastra drugs are pharmaceutical preparations consisting of plant and mineral materials. In Ayurvedic medicine, minerals are processed by some special ways to enhance their pharmaceutical qualities and to remove their toxic nature. These mineral-based preparations are in practice more than over 5,000 years. But there are only few scientific studies have been carried out their techniques and to determine their mineralogical and chemical properties, and also to determine the possible pharmaceutical applications as well. Therefore, study of preparations are important. Further, studies of new sources of plant and mineral materials are important due to the development of resistance of antimicrobial activity of allopathic drugs. Therefore, this study focused to analyze two commercially available herbometallic drugs and one drug prepared in the laboratory. The objectives of the study were to assess mineralogical, and antimicrobial properties of two commercially available herbometallic drugs and one laboratory prepared drug. Then the methodology in brief: two commercially available mica-based drugs were purchased. One is from Indian Dharma and the other one is from Sri Lankan Traditional Ayurvedic Preparation Center. The drug, which had significant organic matter, was fractioned into the organic and inorganic materials using sequential extraction procedure, and another mica-based drug was prepared in the laboratory using biotite mica as the ingredient, and jaggery, Ficus bengaliensis, and Ricinus communis leaves also used as organic materials. Then the cow's urine was used as the animal byproduct. All the heating, quenching, and incineration steps were carried out as in the traditional textbooks. Then the structural and mineralogical of all three drug samples were qualitatively determined using XRD and FTIR. Mineralogical geochemical properties of registered drug samples were quantitatively determined using atomic absorption spectrophotometer. Then the organic content and moisture content of all the drug samples were determined using thermogravimetric analysis. Microbial activity of all the drug samples and their extracts were qualitatively determined using modified diffusion, well-diffusion, and agar dilution methods. These are the three drugs used in the study: Manikras Abrakabashma and Abrakbashma prepared in the laboratory, hereafter described as MR, AB, and S. Self-preparation technique. Plasma was used as the major ingredient, then by-heated up to 1000 degrees Celsius using a muffle furnace. Immediately after heating, quenching was done using urine. This heating and quenching process was repeated 7 times to complete the detoxification step. Then the detoxified mica particles were mixed with paddy husk and tied up in a cloth. Then the entire mixture was dipped in vinegar for 3 days. Then the fine particles filtered out from the textile was collected and mixed with paddy and Ricinus communis water extract. Then the pellet was kept until they are dry, and the dried pellet was placed over the Ficus bengaliensis leaves. Then the entire mixture was sealed and burning again in the muffle furnace. There the temperature was 1000 degrees Celsius. This organic matter addition and incineration steps were repeated 10 times to get the final drug product. These are the components used in antimicrobial analysis: Manikya rasa drug, its hexane extract, its dichloromethane extract, and its methanol extract, and the inorganic residue of the Manikya rasa that consists almost of mineral materials. Then the Abrakbashma commercial and self-prepared samples were used in their solid form and also as suspensions in the for the antimicrobial test. Then the plant constituents used for the abricabashma preparation also tested for their possible antimicrobial activities using water and ethanol extracts. These are the microorganisms used in the study. Most of them are skin pathogens: Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, E. coli, and Candida albicans. Now I'll move on to the results and discussion part. First, the structural and mineralogical studies. According to the XRD spectrum of Manikya Rasa, that was consist of many minerals, including biotite mica and metacinnabar, cinnabar, arsenolite, salarite, and chalcopyrite-like mineral materials, and their altered fragments. Then the structural and mineralogical studies of and ABS drugs. According to the XRD spectrum of abricabashma, that was consist mainly of biotite mica and some amount of hematite. Then the abricabashma self-prepared also showed the similar spectrum, but it had additionally magnetite and altered mica minerals as well. Then the Fourier transform infrared spectrum studies for the abricabashma two set of samples, and with that it was revealed that iron oxides are forming as a result of thermal changes during the preparation. This table summarizes the mineralogical constituents of 3 drugs. MR is consist of biotite mica and 5 or more other minerals, and abricabashma and abricabashma prepared in laboratory commonly had biotite mica and hematite. In addition to the commercial biotite, self-prepared biotite had magnetite and clay minerals. Most of the iron oxides and clay minerals have been formed as a result of alteration of thermal steps carried out. Then the geochemical analysis of Manikya Rasa drug, that was consist mainly of iron and sodium, and compared to the initial concentrations of raw materials, there the trace element concentrations are significantly lower. Then the geochemical analysis of abricabashma commercial sample, there also the iron concentration and sodium cation concentrations were significantly high, and compared to the raw biotite material concentrations, there also the trace element concentrations are significantly lower. And similar results was obtained for the self-prepared abricabashma as well. Then the thermogravimetric studies for Manikya Rasa. Manikya Rasa consists nearly 70% of organic material, while both 2 types of abricabashmas are having only 4 to 5% organic materials. Next, I'll move on to the antimicrobial results. First, for the Manikya Rasa. Manikya Rasa drugs and ethanol extract and its all 3 extracts were active against at least 2 or more tested bacterial species, but none of them showed activity against the Candida albicans. Then abricabashma and ABS, both drugs didn't show any sort of antimicrobial activity for the tested organism with the selected methods. But the Ficus bengaliensis that was used for the abricabashma preparation was showed the good antimicrobial activity against MRSA and Staph aureus in its water and ethanol extracts. But the Ricinus communis didn't show any sort of an activity for the selected microorganism at the 10,000 ppm concentration level. Then the summary. Mineralogical constituents of Manika rasa consists of mica and several minerals, and Abrukbashma commercial sample consists mainly of biotite mica, but the self-prepared Abrukbashma consists altered biotite and iron oxides. Then the antimicrobial activity of drugs. Among the three drugs, MR was the most active and AB and ABS were inactive. Manika rasa drug and its residue, which consists significant inorganic material, were active against all bacterial species, and all the three drugs were inactive against Candida albicans. Then the antimicrobial activity of extracts. Manika rasa methanol extracts was the most active extract among the tested extracts. Then the different components of Manika rasa and Ficus bengaliensis showed activity against two or more bacterial species. With the tested components, all the tested components were inactive against Candida albicans. Then the conclusions and future directions. Herbomineral combinations in Manika rasa has an antimicrobial activity compared to mica as the major ingredients. The herbomineral combinations present in Manika rasa and Ficus bengali